Hello, this is Tyler Beamer from Haywood Community College. This is an instructional math video for Math 152, Statistical Methods 1. The purpose of this video is to show students how to compute confidence intervals for a population mean using Microsoft Excel. I am working off of the notes for Chapter 7, Section 3. You can see here that we've got example 1. I'm just going to essentially do this using Excel. So in a weight loss program, 40 adults use the Atkins weight loss program. After 12 months, their mean weight loss was 2.1 pounds with a standard deviation of 4.8 pounds. Construct a 90% confidence interval. Alright, so open up Excel. The function that's going to allow you to do this is confidence T for this particular problem, because we do not know sigma, which is usually the case. If you don't know the population mean, you're probably not going to know the population standard deviation. So confidence T is what we would choose here, so double click that. And then we're going to be asked for 3 different arguments. The first is alpha. And so to find alpha, we subtract our confidence level from 1. So since we have a 90% confidence level, our alpha is going to be 0.10. Standard deviation from the problem is 4.8. That is the sample standard deviation. Comma. Size, which is n, which in this case there were 40 adults. So that's the value of n. Okay. We hit enter, and we get 1.27873. This is the margin of error. Okay. So then, to construct our confidence interval, right, we need to take the sample mean and add the margin of error to get the upper confidence level or confidence interval limit, so the upper CI. So we were given the sample mean from the problem. It was 2.1 pounds. So equals 2.1 plus the margin of error. So that's the upper confidence interval. And then to get the lower, we subtract the margin of error from the sample mean. So 2.1 minus the margin of error, and we get the lower confidence interval level. So here's our confidence interval. So 3.37873 to 0.82127. So we're saying that with 90% confidence that the true population mean for weight loss is going to be between those two numbers. Okay. So that's how we can use Excel to calculate confidence intervals if we are looking at a t distribution. So when we do not know sigma. Alright. If we do know sigma, which is rare, but that can happen, then we would use a different function for Excel. So let me show you that. So let me go to the example where you do not know, or you do know sigma, sorry. So how do I construct a confidence interval for the population mean when sigma is known? So the population mean is unknown, and sigma, the population standard deviation, is known, which is rare that that would happen. Okay, but here is a particular problem involving that. So the amounts of mercury found in tuna sushi sampled at 7 different stores in NYC had a sample mean of 0.719 parts per million. Construct a 90% confidence interval estimate of the mean amount of mercury in the population if sigma is known to be 0.366 parts per million. So we can still do this on Excel. We're going to use a slightly different function. We're going to use equals confidence norm instead of t. So we would double click on the norm. Once again, it's going to ask us for the same three arguments: alpha, standard deviation, size. The only difference is that standard deviation is going to be for the population. So our alpha level is still 0.10 for this case, since we have a 90% confidence interval. Standard deviation is 0.366. And n is the size, once again, which in this case is 7, since 7 stores were sampled. Enter. And once again, that should give us the margin of error. So then to find the confidence interval, we are going to add the margin of error to the sample mean and subtract it from the sample mean. Okay, so the sample mean from the problem was 0.719. So there's the upper CI limit, and the lower CI limit. So we would know that the true population mean is going to be between that interval, and that would occur 90% of the time. So we're 90% confident that we are going to actually capture the population mean in this interval. Alright, so I hope this video helps you to use Excel as an aid in working through confidence intervals. Alright, have a great day.